Stop. Before you scroll past, answer this honestly. Are you actually living your life or quietly killing time? Most people flinch at that question, especially after 50. They've been told the greatest chapters are behind them. But here's the brutal truth. After 50, life doesn't fade. Excuses explode. I once encountered a man in his late 50s. He appeared successful. Good family, steady income, a respectable title. But when I asked how life was treating him, he smiled faintly and said, "Just passing time." Those 3 words shattered something in me because life was never designed for time pass. Life was engineered for purpose. Many believe turning 50 means reaching the final station, that the train has decelerated, announcements have ceased, and only waiting remains. But life was never designed to be a waiting room. It is meant to be a classroom, a playground, and a place of service until your very last breath. The problem isn't age, it's mindset. I encountered a retired school teacher who confessed, "I wake up late, watch television, criticize the government, and sleep early. That's my entire routine." I asked him, after shaping thousands of young minds, "Is this genuinely how your story continues?" He fell silent, not from exhaustion, but because he'd never confronted that question. Retirement had stripped away his schedule, but had also stolen his direction. Nowhere in our scriptures does wisdom suggest that purpose carries an expiry date. Krishna never instructed Arjuna to fight only until a certain age. He spoke of dharma, responsibility, and conscious action. Purpose isn't connected to your profession, it's connected to your contribution. When you retire from work, you receive time, and time is either your greatest treasure or your greatest trap. After 50, you're no longer driven by insecurity or the hunger to prove yourself. That isn't weakness, it's clarity. You now understand what matters and what doesn't. This is the ideal time to mentor, to guide, to uplift, to serve. A lamp doesn't diminish in value because it's been burning for years. In truth, its glow becomes more precious in the darkness. Some argue, "Now I deserve rest." Rest matters deeply, but stagnation destroys quietly. Water that moves stays clean. Water that stills begins to rot. Life mirrors this perfectly. When you stop engaging, learning, and contributing, you don't age gracefully. You grow bitter invisibly. Look honestly around you, and you'll discover powerful examples. People who launched social initiatives, businesses, spiritual journeys, or creative pursuits after 50. They didn't act because they overflowed with energy. They acted because they overflowed with intention. Energy follows purpose, never the reverse. Retiring from life is effortless. Simply complain, compare, and wait. Living meaningfully after 50 demands courage. It demands asking, where can I still add value? Perhaps you can't sprint like before, but you can guide. Perhaps you can't construct like before, but you can bless. Your age doesn't eliminate you. Your mindset does. So stop declaring your time is finished. Declare instead, my role has transformed. Because as long as breath fills your lungs, life is still expecting something extraordinary from you. After 50, many people become professional travelers, but only backwards. They revisit old failures, missed opportunities, broken bonds, abandoned dreams, replaying conversations long finished, reliving moments permanently frozen. Slowly, regret becomes their permanent home. And regret is a devastatingly expensive place to live. It consumes peace, confidence, and joy. A businessman once confided, "I made terrible decisions in my 30s, and today I'm paying every price." I quietly asked, "And what decision are you choosing today?" He looked genuinely puzzled. Regret makes us so obsessed with yesterday that we forget today is simultaneously becoming yesterday. Life doesn't punish us for past failures. Life asks only one repeated question. What will you do right now? Regret feels comfortable because it manufactures excuses. If I blame my parents, my spouse, my circumstances, or my misfortune, transformation isn't required. Responsibility feels threatening because it positions the mirror directly before us. It declares that from this exact moment forward, your life is your response. Responsibility isn't blame. Responsibility is power. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was consumed by regret, fear, and paralysis. Krishna didn't dismiss his suffering, but he refused to let him drown within it either. He redirected him from emotional collapse toward conscious action, reminding him that wisdom isn't about avoiding pain, but about answering it correctly. After 50, responsibility becomes profoundly more critical. You may not govern what happened previously, but you command your habits, reactions, health choices, words, and attitude. You determine whether bitterness or wisdom emerges from your experiences. Two people can endure identical suffering. One becomes furious, the other becomes enlightened. Responsibility creates that difference. Many declare it's far too late for transformation. That's regret speaking loudly. Responsibility answers, it's far too vital not to transform. Even modest shifts carry enormous weight. Selecting forgiveness over resentment, discipline over comfort, growth over complaining. These aren't theatrical changes, but they generate theatrical results across time. Regret imprisons you in, if only. Responsibility advances you toward from now on. Regret drains your energy completely. Responsibility creates powerful direction. One chains you facing backward. The other quietly propels you forward. Life after 50 isn't about correcting everything. It's about correcting your direction. When responsibility is accepted, you stop being a victim inside your story and begin authoring it again. You stop demanding, why did this happen to me? And begin asking, what is this attempting to teach me? The past cannot be healed through endless revisiting. It heals only through living more intentionally today. Responsibility isn't heavy. It liberates because the instant you embrace it, you reclaim everything. One of the most repeated declarations after 50 is, my body has completely abandoned me. Spoken with surrender, as though the body suddenly became an enemy. But the uncomfortable yet freeing truth is that bodies don't betray us overnight. They gradually respond to accumulated years of neglect. Aging is inevitable. Decay is frequently chosen. I once encountered two men, both 60. One labored painfully to climb stairs and ceaselessly complained about suffering. The other walked energetically, smiled effortlessly, spoke with unmistakable vitality. When questioned about the difference, the second man answered simply, I never stopped paying attention. Age hadn't separated them. Attention had. After 50, the body begins demanding respect, not punishment. During younger years, we exploit it freely. Late nights, harmful food, zero movement, relentless stress, and the body silently adjusts. But eventually, it delivers messages. Pain isn't punishment. Pain is communication. Unfortunately, many reach for medication rather than lifestyle transformation, choosing excuses instead of effort. In Indian philosophy, the body is called the yantra, a sacred vehicle. A vehicle that's faithfully carried you through decades deserves careful maintenance, never abandonment. You'd never expect a car to perform flawlessly without fuel, oil, or regular servicing. Yet we demand our bodies function without adequate sleep, nourishment, or movement. Then we label it aging. Caring for your body after 50 doesn't mean desperately chasing youth. It means honoring capability. Simple, consistent habits outperform intense, occasional ones dramatically. Daily walking overpowers sporadic gym enthusiasm significantly. Stretching delivers more value than endless complaining. Eating mindfully proves wiser than eating emotionally. Discipline at this stage isn't restriction. It's profound self-respect. Many wonder what's the purpose now. The purpose is quality. Longevity without vitality is mere survival, never genuine living. Now your body determines how effectively you serve, travel, pray, laugh, and meaningfully connect. A healthy body anchors a peaceful mind. When the body suffers constant discomfort, the mind gravitates naturally toward negativity. I frequently say balance is spiritual intelligence. Caring for your body isn't selfishness, it's deep responsibility. You cannot pour wisdom into others when your own energy lies exhausted. You cannot cherish family when chronic pain dominates your mood. Health isn't about appearing young. It's about feeling genuinely capable. The body responds remarkably to kindness. Even past 60 or 70, intentional movement enhances circulation, elevates mood, and restores confidence. The body wants healing desperately. It requires only consistency. Small daily investments compound quietly, exactly as neglect once accumulated silently. Stop labeling your body as old. Begin calling it unheard. Listen attentively, support it, move it, nourish it faithfully. Because the goal after 50 isn't extending life desperately. It's inhabiting the remaining years with dignity, independence, and authentic joy. After 50, many people unconsciously shrink their entire world. Days grow predictable, conversations repetitive, thoughts increasingly narrow. The circle contracts not because existence demands it, but because comfort seduces it. Slowly curiosity surrenders to routine and routine hardens into rigid inflexibility. Life then feels suffocating. Not because it's genuinely difficult, but because it has ceased expanding inwardly. A woman in her late 50s confessed to me, "Absolutely nothing new enters my life anymore." When I explored her typical day, she described an identical schedule repeated across many years. I gently offered, "If you duplicate the same day endlessly, how could life possibly feel alive?" She smiled suddenly, recognizing that boredom wasn't birthed by age, but by unconscious repetition. Wisdom is frequently misread as withdrawal. People assume becoming wise requires disengaging completely from the world. But genuine wisdom doesn't isolate, it integrates. It strengthens understanding, compassion, and presence. This phase isn't about accumulating additional experiences, but extracting richer meaning from experiences you already possess. Deepening life means listening with profound attention, not speaking with greater volume. It means selecting meaningful conversations over hollow gossip. Reading books that genuinely stretch your thinking rather than consuming content that quietly numbs it. Learning not to win arguments, but to genuinely understand perspectives. These shifts feel subtle, but transform absolutely everything. Spirituality after 50 shouldn't become rituals divorced from genuine reflection. Lighting a lamp carries meaning only when inner darkness gets honestly confronted. Meditation isn't about fleeing your thoughts. It's about observing them clearly. Prayer isn't about demanding more abundance. It's about becoming genuinely grateful for what already surrounds you. When spirituality matures fully, it becomes practical, peaceful, and deeply grounding. Many carry emotional burdens across entire decades. Resentments, disappointments, conflicts never resolved. After 50, life presents a clear choice. Carry them forward indefinitely or finally set them down. Forgiveness isn't erasing memory. Forgiveness is consciously choosing peace over slow poison. When you genuinely forgive, your world grows lighter, not smaller. Deepening life equally means deepening relationships. Not expanding contacts superficially, but elevating the quality of genuine connection. Being completely present with loved ones, listening without immediate judgment, speaking without accumulated bitterness. These represent genuinely powerful practices. Your very presence can become a sanctuary for those around you. Happiness isn't found in having more. It flourishes through appreciating better. This extraordinary stage invites deep appreciation for lessons absorbed, people who remain, strength assembled quietly through struggle. Gratitude continuously expands the heart. Complaining relentlessly compresses it. Don't permit your world to shrink into grievances, television, and exhausted opinions. Let it deepen instead into wisdom, compassion, and luminous clarity. You don't require a bigger life. You need a deeper one, and depth, unlike age, only multiplies with growing awareness. Many assume legacy is something constructed after death. What voices speak at the funeral, what words appear in remembrance. But legacy isn't assembled in one extraordinary moment. It's assembled through ordinary daily behavior. After 50, life quietly redirects the fundamental question from what can I accomplish to what will I leave permanently behind. An elderly man I encountered possessed little financial wealth but commanded immense heartfelt respect. Wherever he traveled, people rose instinctively, not from obligation but from genuine love. When asked about his greatest success, he responded, "I simply tried leaving every single person better than I discovered them." That is legacy. Not structures built, not titles collected, but lasting impact created. After 50, your influence expands organically. Younger people observe you carefully even when they never say so openly. Your children absorb more from your reactions than from your advice. Your calmness instructs more powerfully than your lectures ever could. Legacy isn't about achieving perfection. It's about maintaining consciousness. Many people at this stage grow visibly impatient, critical, unnecessarily harsh, defending it with, "I've lived through everything." But surviving life should make us gentler, not sharper. Experience exists to cultivate empathy, never ego. When wisdom fails to make us kind, that wisdom remains dangerously incomplete. Legacy is constructed through unwavering consistency. How you communicate when exhausted, how you treat those who offer you nothing, how you respond when circumstances defy your expectations. These moments feel entirely insignificant, but they permanently sculpt how you're remembered. This is also the deliberate time to give back intentionally. Teaching, mentoring, guiding, volunteering, or simply listening with complete presence to someone struggling. These represent genuine acts of legacy. Immediate results may remain invisible, but seeds never demand applause. They simply require fertile soil. In Indian tradition, elders commanded deep respect, not merely for their years, but for their guidance freely offered. Respect isn't something demanded forcefully. It's earned steadily through genuine humility. When you correct without shaming, advise without controlling, support without conditions attached, you become an authentic blessing. Life isn't ultimately measured by its duration, but by its genuine contribution. You don't need to transform the entire world. You only need to transform the immediate world surrounding you. One relationship, one honest conversation, one sacred moment at a time. Legacy also encompasses emotional inheritance. Are you transferring anxiety or assurance, paralyzing fear or sustaining faith, habitual complaint or quiet courage? Whatever patterns you normalize in your daily behavior inevitably become normal for the generation watching closely. The beautiful and empowering truth is that it's never genuinely too late to construct a meaningful legacy. Every single day delivers another opportunity to select patience above anger, purpose above hollow comfort, service above empty self-importance. When you live deliberately this way, your very presence transforms into your legacy. Allow me to leave you with this essential final reflection. Life after 50 isn't a countdown toward ending. It's a calling toward beginning, a calling to exist consciously, love completely, and give without reservation. You weren't placed here merely to occupy space. You were placed here to genuinely enrich it. Stop waiting for perfect health, perfect timing, or perfect circumstances. Begin with honest awareness. Begin with clear intention. Begin immediately. Because the authentic tragedy isn't growing old. The authentic tragedy is growing old without ever growing wise. And remember, while breath remains yours, your life continues speaking loudly. Ensure it says something worth hearing.